Okay, we are back and we are doing FDR's inaugural address. But before we start, I want to review just a little bit what we know about FDR. So, what political party was he? He was a Democrat, and because he was a Democrat, what does he believe? What form of government does he believe? And he believes in a strong federal government, and he believes in a weak state government. And how does he feel the government should act when it comes to the economy and society? And he believes in hands on. So he is going to get all up in fixing these problems. So let's first look at the questions that we're going to answer. There's 3 of them. Why was fear something that Americans should be afraid of? In what ways does FDR's speech give hope? And in what specific plans does he propose? Let's start with a little background. When FDR took office in March of 1932, the United States was in its 4th year of the most severe economic depression the nation had ever faced. In the time between the November election and the inauguration, the country experienced a series of bank runs, which many depositors demanded their money at the same time. Banks were caught without sufficient reserves to meet these demands, and a wake of bank failures threatened to cripple the economy even further. It was at this moment that Roosevelt uttered the famous words, "We have nothing to fear but fear itself." These words rang true on many levels, as the fear of banking collapse drove more and more depositors to withdraw their money, thus compounding or making bigger the problem. So his inaugural address is the first time that he addresses the nation. This is going to be I don't know what the pen is doing, broadcasted on the radio so that everybody can hear it. This is important because we want everyone in the country to hear the same message from the president. We don't want it to be hearsay or word of mouth or anything like that. So the president addressed the whole country all at the same time. So let's see, what did he say? This great nation will endure as it has endured. It will revive and will prosper. So first of all, let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror which paralyzes needed efforts to convert retreat into advance. In such a spirit on my part and on yours, we face common difficulties. They concern, thank God, only material things. That's your answer to number 1 right there. Fear paralyzes. We need action. We cannot be paralyzed. So we have to be afraid of fear because it's going to hold us back. More important, a host of unemployed citizens face the grim problem of existence, and an equally great number toil with little return. Only a foolish optimist can deny the dark realities of the moment. Yet our distress comes from no failure of substance. Plenty is at our doorstep, but a generous use of it languishes in the very sight of the supply. Primarily, this is because the rulers of exchange of mankind goods have failed, through their own stubbornness and their own incompetence. This nation asks for action, and action now. And that's your answer to number 2. He is going to take action. He recognizes the problem, and he is going to fix it. Our greatest primary task is to put people to work. It can be accomplished in part by direct recruiting of the government itself, treating the task as we would treat the emergency of war, but at the same time, through this employment, accomplishing greatly needed projects to stimulate and reorganize the use of our natural resources. These measures or such other measures as Congress may build out of its experience and wisdom, I shall seek, within my constitutional authority, to bring speedy adoption. In the event that Congress shall fail to take one of these two courses, and in the event that the national emergency is still critical, I shall ask Congress for one remaining instrument to meet the crisis, broad executive power to wage war against the emergency. As great as the power that would be given to me if we were in fact invaded by a foreign foe. So his specific plans: put people to work, the government will recruit people, and we will take care of needed projects and reorganize our use of natural resources. And if that doesn't work, I am going to ask for more power, because this is an enemy that we need to defeat. So FDR, in his first address to the people, says, I recognize the problem. I have a plan to fix the problem. This is my plan. And if that plan doesn't work, I have another plan, which was exactly the confidence that the people needed. As you're going through this, if you have any questions, you know what to do. Shoot me an email.